And now the other side mission to do in this area before you go and talk to Honami is right over here somewhere. Where is it? Is it also on the southern side? Yeah. This guy keeps showing up. His name is Ken Nosuke. And he's like, he doesn't pay for anything because he'll just keep saying like this, I'll cut you down. Because he's pretending like he's like this great. Oh, did I ruin that surprise? He's supposed to be this great swordsman, but he's, samurai warrior, but he's not really. You go over here and he shows up and pulls the same crap again. Then he's like, you're like, man, why don't you pay for it, you loser? And then he's like, he says you insulted him, so he wants you to pay him 3 ryo. What's wrong with this thing? Choose the bottom choice. Otherwise you'll pay him. You don't want to pay that chowderhead. So you don't pay him and he's going to be like, oh yeah, I'll cut you down! Yeah. Oh, look how crappy he was. No, with this I die. You know, whatever. Loser face. Alright, looks like he's shorter now all of a sudden too. Deep lane, boss, deep lane. And so like, he runs away. And that old lady shows up, she's like, oh, aren't you like Kembe? So his name is Kembe apparently, not Ken Nosuke. And there's his wife right there, and she's like, we were looking for him. And he's just this farmer, we're trying to get him back to the farm. And he's like, oh, is this the farmer? What? Well, let me go find him for you, dudes. And he ran off into the, into the Rakugai, the thing I call the suburbs in my fact. Oh, that guy, what the hell? He was like Mr. Impossible to bump into, dude. Get away from me. No, 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 no. Patrick is singing again as usual. Alright. Freaking cluster of walls. Yeah, you can't go nowhere. Haha. I like that. Looks like he tried to throw me something. Haha, I like my laughter too. Ha ha ha. I sound like Kermit the Frog. I always sound like a drunk old Kermit the Frog or something. I'm sorry about that. Stop going north. So if you go in here, you'll see him down at the end of the street down here. Chatterheads, get away from me. I think he's all the way down here. Yeah, I think that's him over there. Right? Yeah, there he is. And so she comes up and just, like, hands it to him. Oh, man. And they give you some shit. They're like, here's some stuff from our farm, and here's some experience, you know, like, whatever. See, this is one of the problems with this game, is you will get stuff stuffed in. Look at all this crap I have already. It's like all useless stuff. It's like, what the hell is this? Oh. It's like, I don't want none of that. Now, stop. I'm sorry, the controller doesn't work because of Infamous, like I said a million times. What I'm doing now are called Irai. See how they all have this... These ones I've done so far, and see how they have that weird... First of all, the problem is there's no, like, question marks for ones that you haven't done. Which is kind of a problem, because when you're trying to complete a list and you don't know what the maximum is or anything, you don't know, like, they don't say, like, oh, you need to go, they don't even give you hints, like, oh, find the one that's in this area. So, doing these is really a bother in this game, but it's nowhere near as hard as completing all the minigames. But you see that little kanji on the right there? That says, it's kan, it means complete. Sometimes you'll see one that says, shu, or owari, and that means, you fucked up, and you just brought to an end. And it's not a complete end. It's like a fail, basically. And I'm not even sure if that affects anything in the game, but I don't like to have any fails. I like to have them all be passes. So anyway, enough of this running around doing side mission-y crap. I'm gonna go talk to Mr. Honami Koatsu over here and see what he has to say for himself. And those of you who played the earlier Ryuu games, or even number 3, you'll recognize him. Ryuu Gotoku 3 actually came out after this, even though this is the third game, because this is like a side game, really good side game in my opinion. It's like this and number 3 are like definitely the best in the series. It's kind of a shame because they're like these really great games. They're like the best in the series, and like they'll never make it to the U.S. apparently. Oh well, thanks Sega. It's like someone said on the board, if they weren't so big, then Atlas would have, Atlas or someone could have put it out, but I don't even know if Atlas would have put something like this out. It's kind of high budget for them. And so you talk to this little servant, Chowderhead, and then you tell them you need to meet with Koichi. And you get to go in there. It's this weird little entryway. Look at this weird way you enter this guy's house. It's a nut job. And yeah, he's like, I was told about you because of the Tsuruya Ito, the Tsuruya. He's like, okay, come on in. That's, if you guys will recognize him, this is the guy who goes by Hanaya, Saino Hanaya, the legendary informant in the other games. See, he's played by a pro wrestler. A guy who's really a pro wrestler in reality. And he'd like to help you. You ask him about Miyamoto Musashi, and he's just kind of like, what? And he brings you down to this crazy area down here. This is his little information network place. And then there it is. He has all these ninja. Ninja literally means spy. They didn't really exist though. Sorry to break that. It's like I remember my friend one time was getting into like looking up for the real history of ninja for the first time. And he was like, "Hey, he's like nobody has anything on like the frickin' the ninja, the like records of ninja or like the real history of the ninja. What's going on with that?" I'm like, "It's because they don't really exist." And I know there's going to be a million people writing in, if they ever watch this, to go like, no, they do. They really do exist. And they were founded by, this guy. And there was a school in the Koga-Niga Valley. It's not really true. I'm sorry to tell you guys. It doesn't really exist. Before he'll help you, he wants you to go get him a valuable piece of art that this Shishido Baikan guy, who's like a leader of this group of bandits, stole. And he's keeping it in his cave. So you got to go down there basically and beat this Shishido Baikan guy, and get the thing from him. And this is the guy who appears, I believe, in the Yoshikawa books, and he's in the Yoshikawa book, I should say. And he created him specifically for this. There's no historical documents that say anything about no Shishido dude. So he's like an original character for that series. But, of course, this telling is going to be a little bit different. Now, there are a few side missions to do. Let me see here. Just double check. First of all, well, let me go do these things down here first of all. When does the water from the ladle show up? I'm sorry, this is going to be really disjointed and bad, but I have to make sure that I'm doing everything that's possible. I believe, yeah. Get away from me, those friggin' people. Oops! I ran too far. I ran too far. Oh, look at me. I'm ThePatrick. So smart. Everyone wants to hear what I have to say. Get away from me. What the hell's wrong with you people? I hate that in all video games too. It's like you can never just go anywhere because it's like, oh, something else is a wall. This is the water from the ladle quest. She tells this chick throws water on you, and he's like, what the hell? And then like you get these choices where you can answer. It's pretty ridiculous. Yeah, this guy's really worried. He's like, oh my god, is something wrong? And you're like, what? And he apologizes profusely, and you can say "Sakana," which is like